Hello everybody. So today I'm going to be filming a get ready with me, obviously by the title. What else did I have to say? I don't know if you like watching them, if you like watching get ready with me's, or if you're doing your makeup and you just want to listen to me chat in the background, then go for it. These are my favorite videos to make. I did the moisture surge mask last night, so my skin is what's the word, really moisturized, so I'm not gonna add a moisturizer underneath this like I normally would, but I just thought we could kind of chit chat. Oh, that's why I'm here. Oh yeah, I'm getting ready for a date night. I totally forgot, why am I filming this again? Oh yeah, my husband and I are going on a date tonight, so I wanted to do my makeup while my daughter is napping so that when he gets home from work that we can just go. My sister will be watching our little baby, but she'll be asleep by the time that my husband gets home, so all my sister has to do is just watch the monitor and make sure she's breathing. I thought it would be fun to maybe talk about my husband and I's story a little bit on here, just to get to know me more. I'm using the viewfinder because I don't have a mirror. I'll get one. And all the products that I use will be down below. I use the Laura Mercier foundation, I think it's the Lumiere one. So let's see, my husband and I met when I was 19 or 20. I think I was 20 and he was only 17 at the time that we met. I remember when his family first came to our church, that's where we met, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, there's a boy, because our church was pretty small at the time, and she was like, look, there's a new boy. And I was like, Mom, no. I honestly don't know how much time goes by, probably a while, but my parents had their, what's it called? I think it was their 25th or their 20th wedding anniversary, and they decided to celebrate it by doing a vow renewal in Mexico. And his parents were the college Bible study, we had a college group Bible study at church, and his parents were in charge of it. And so my sister and I would go, and I'd see him from time to time, but he obviously wasn't at a college age. He was only 17. So my parents invited them to come to, oh my gosh, I'm doing my foundation first. I was gonna do my eyes first. What am I doing? My parents invited his parents to come to the vow renewal, and they decided to come. My sister and I both got to bring a friend, so I obviously picked my best friend, Cheyenne, and then my sister brought a friend, and we rented out this really big room at the hotel so that everybody who came, we could have meals there and hang out all together. So we got there on a Thursday, and everybody else pretty much got there on a Friday, and then it was a weekend event. So let's see, Friday night we had everybody over, and we ordered some chicken Lucas, the best chicken in Mexico, well, in Rocky Point. And it was raining, and I remember his family got there. It was him, his parents, his stepsister, her friend, and his younger sister. The legal age to drink in Mexico is 18, and I was 20 or 19. I honestly don't remember. I think I was 20. So I was able to drink, my sister was able to drink, our friends were able to drink. All the kids were hanging out, all the young adults were hanging out, and we were playing games. We were playing Uno specifically, and I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want to come play Uno with us? And he was like, nah, I'm good. I was like, okay, like you don't want to play Uno with us, but whatever. The next day was the vow renewal, and it was so much fun. Everything was beautiful. Everything turned out great. I did my mom's makeup. My friend Cheyenne did my mom's hair, and it was like a full-on wedding. Like my mom walked down the aisle. My sister and I were like her bridesmaids with matching dresses. And then my dad's best friend, who is a pastor, did the ceremony. And I think there was about 20 of us total. And it was such a good time. And then when they did their kiss, like, so it was in the middle. So there's a pool. They did it in the middle, and then the hotel like surrounds it. So like there were people on their balconies watching, and when they kissed, like the place just went wild. Like people were cheering and shouting and clapping. It was just amazing. I think I have a clip of it. If I can find it on my computer, I will put it on here.
Celebrate your renewal of vows with a kiss.
After the ceremony, there was the dinner, and we moved a little bit closer to the beach. There was an open bar, which, you know, my sister and I are 19, 20. We were definitely taking advantage of that bar. And our friends, but poor little JT, my husband, couldn't drink. He was not of legal age yet in Mexico. And it was later in the night. We were dancing and having a good time, and his family aren't real big dancers, but my sister and I and our friends are, and so we were like the only ones on the dance floor for some portions of the evening. So then the slow dances started, and I don't know who suggested it. I think his dad was like, you two should dance, and I asked him, I was like, will you dance with me? And homeboy flat out said, no thank you. No thank you. I was like, okay, he must have a girlfriend. He must. He didn't. He was just super nervous. So I danced with his father instead. And I was like, because, you know, like he was in charge of our Bible study. So I was like, keep it cool, don't act too drunk. Act normal, look normal, smile, like answer his questions that he's asking you. It was so funny. And we laugh about this story all the time. I even talked about it, this story, when I was saying my vows to him. I'll never let him live that down. I used the Rare Beauty concealer, my tried and true. I ordered a new concealer. It's on the way, a drugstore one, the NYX. It's the one that went viral on TikTok. Anywho, I wanted to try that out because I've been using this like crazy and I don't want to run out. Using my Huda powder. I can't find my Airspun anywhere. I don't know how you lose a tub of Airspun, but I can't find it. So I've been using this like crazy. Oh, the next day, I think we went into town and his family came with us, and his little sister at the time, I think she was like 5 years old, and he was watching her while we were like shopping. Not just him, I mean his parents were watching her too, but like I saw him like interact with her. And I remember my sister's friend was like, he's so good with kids, and I was like, I call dibs, like jokingly, or was I joking? But there was such a huge age gap. I mean, it's not huge, but like I was older than him, so I don't know. Anywho, the trip is over. Actually, wait, no, after we went shopping, his family came back to our room and we had food, and him and I were sitting next to each other and we were talking about like books that we liked and movies that we liked. So we got home from the trip and then my parents kind of did like a honeymoon. So my friend Cheyenne stayed with us for, I think it was for like a week while my parents were gone. So it was me, Cheyenne, and my sister staying at the house, and he messaged me when we got back home and he was like, did you make it home safe? He messaged me on Instagram. He's like, did you make it home safe? And I was like, yeah, but I'm really sunburned. And then that's where it started. We were literally talking every single day. We'd FaceTime every single night. We would fall asleep FaceTiming each other. And there would be times where we'd be up to like 2 or 3 a.m. like just talking. And we would only talk on Snapchat. I don't know what is with his generation and Snapchat, but like eventually I was like, can you just give me your phone number? Like, let's text. Yeah, that's where it started. We talked for, I don't know, like a month or something, and then we started dating. Like he asked me out on a date and we went to the Cheesecake Factory. That was our first date. Let's see, we dated for about 8 months. He was 18 by then. Oh my gosh, my battery is flashing. Are you kidding me? I just charged it. Okay, I'm back. So I did my brows off camera just to save some time. And I use the same 2 products that I've been using for like the past month. The Precisely My Brow by Benefit and the Kosas Brow Lamination Gel. Let's see, and where was I in our story? Dated for about 8 or 9 months before we got engaged. And yes, he did wait, obviously, until he was of age to propose. So after he turned 18 in January, and then honestly I can't remember what month he proposed. I'm gonna look it up on Instagram. I know that's bad, but I'm really bad with dates. April 6th. And the blush that I'm using is the NARS Behave blush. It's not like crazy pigmented, but I just wanted just a little bit of something on my cheeks. So yeah, he proposed in April and then we were married by November. So it was like April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. 8 months. We got married in 8 months. My mom was actually kind of like not pushing, but she just suggested like, why don't you guys like wait a year so you guys can have it like a whole year to plan. But I really wanted to get married in November. Like I had always dreamt of when I was, you know, younger, that I would get married in November or December. You know, I wanted it to be really cooler outside. We lived in Arizona at the time, so I really didn't want to have to wait a whole like another year. And I'm so happy that we didn't wait, because we got married November 2019. Okay, what happened after 2019? 2020 happened. So if we were going to wait a whole nother year, who knows? I don't even think our wedding venue was open during November of 2020, because everything was shut down. It would have been such a pain in the butt to try to plan a wedding around COVID, and we had people fly in to make it to the wedding, and I know with their health they probably would not have come during COVID. So I'm super happy I stuck to my gut and I said I don't want to wait. I want to get married this November. So if you're a bride, do what you want. And of course we got the comments from some people like, why are you rushing? And you know, like there's no need to rush. Like, and I'm so glad that we did everything when we did, because one, our daughter wouldn't be here because we got pregnant a month after we got married. So we got pregnant by like the end of December of 2019. Our daughter wouldn't exist if we wouldn't have done it then. Who knows how far we would have had to push our wedding back during 2020. let's see, that Morphe highlight that I just put on, it's called Spark. Haven't used it in a while. Sorry if you can hear the wind, it's crazy outside. It's gonna be snowing soon. Yeah, we got some, I don't know, unwanted feedback about how quickly things were going, but we just really wanted to get married. We both felt that it was just the right time. There goes my eyelash curler. I'm gonna be using this NARS, I think it's the Soft Matte concealer. Oh, okay, so he proposed. We planned a whole wedding. My parents were insanely supportive throughout this whole thing. My parents got married very young as well, and their biggest regret, well, at least my dad's biggest regret, he told me, was waiting to marry my mom, because her parents kind of did the same thing, where my parents, I think they were only together for a few months, and then they got married, or no, they got engaged. So they only knew each other for a few months. My dad proposed and my mom wanted to get married like ASAP, but then my grandma was like, you know, like, let's have a year to plan, because my grandma lived in a whole nother state at the time. My mom was going to college in Missouri, and my grandparents lived, which are her parents, lived in Arizona, so the whole wedding planning thing would just kind of be hard. So my grandma was like, let's take a year to plan, we'll pay for it, and you guys can get married. And that's what they did. And my dad was like, if I could have married her sooner, then he would have. Like, he's like, man, I wish I just married her like ASAP, you know. Wedding planning was so much fun. I had the best time planning. My mom was like the best coordinator ever. Obviously finding a venue so short notice obviously was hard. We were planning on doing like the whole thing at our church, because when we met, our church was meeting at my old high school in like the theater area, the theater auditorium. And by the time that we got married, the church's building had been made on their own land, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I was like, that's where I want to get married. But in the end, like with how many people we were having, it was not gonna work. It would have been too small of a space. So my mom, being the amazing person she is, was doing like a crazy amount of research, calling venues. I remember my mom called me and she's like, I found this venue, like they have a tour available. I was at work at the time, and I was like, you and dad go, like I trust your guys' judgment, like go. So they sent me pictures while I was at work, and obviously JT was included in the text, and I was like, it's beautiful, like just do it. So it was they booked it for November 1st, and that was a Friday, which was totally fine with us. It was cheaper that way anyways. If you've planned a wedding, you know, or if you work in the wedding industry, you know. So they booked it. My parents paid for our whole wedding, which is like crazy to me, but we're extremely thankful that they did that for us, because it was seriously like the best freaking day of our entire life. It was just so much fun. Like every single person that we loved was in that room. Like I said, family flew out that lived in other states, and it was just a really, really good time. So we did kind of like a weekend, like a wedding weekend. So we had the rehearsal dinner on Thursday, which was on Halloween, which was so much fun. So after the rehearsal dinner, his parents coordinated that, and then afterwards my parents at our apartment complex, so I was at the time living in an apartment complex with my parents. It had two master suites, so one side had a suite, another side had a suite. Blah, can't talk. So they were on one side and I was on the other. And at our apartment complex, they had a speakeasy, and So we had a Halloween, well, my parents threw a Halloween party down there for the bridal party, and it was so much fun. Next day we got married, and then the day after that, so this is Saturday, him and I, we stayed at the Hilton near my apartment. We got picked up and we went back to the apartment just to pack our bags for our honeymoon. They were pretty much already packed. I just wanted to make sure that we had everything. And then we had like a brunch downstairs in the lobby of our hotel. Not hotel, apartment complex. There's like a lobby area where there's like coffee and a whole kitchen and a big TV. And we opened all of our gifts with our family members who flew in, and we had bagels and mimosas. That next morning we flew out to our honeymoon and we went to Cancun. And that's another thing with, if we would have waited for our wedding, like we probably wouldn't be able to do like a honeymoon due to COVID. We went to like an all-included hotel, so like all the drinks were included, all the food was included. We had just a really good time. We didn't do anything crazy. We just really wanted to relax because I had just recently gone through the interview process for a different position at Ulta, and I would be starting my new job once we got back home. So it was just like a crazy time. We just really wanted to relax. He started his new job in September. We were married in November. It was just a lot going on. And that was our first time traveling with each other, and we did freaking bomb. Because I'm not a good traveler, like, to be honest. I get really anxious when it comes to flying, and he's just not at all. Like, he's just really go with the flow. Like, he's up for anything at any time. And I'm the complete opposite, but it works. All right, so I have those shades down. I used the Born This Way, and this palette actually came out after my wedding, and I was like, this would have been perfect. Like, because it's just like perfect nude shades, perfect for a bride. But I love the way my wedding makeup came out. I used the Modern Renaissance palette, and I did my own makeup because I don't trust anybody else to do my makeup. Also, it like had a very calming effect on me. I also did all my bridesmaids' hair just to keep me busy so that I wouldn't be nervous. I was mainly nervous about just like walking down the aisle and like having to say our vows in front of like, I think there was like 170, between 170 and 180 guests. We invited 200 plus, and a lot were out of state. I kind of want to do like a pink in the middle. I'd use the Wild Child shade from the Anastasia Norvina palette. It's that pink sparkly shade down there, and I'm just gonna tap it in the middle. Yeah, that's cute. And my battery's flashing at me again. Okay, so my battery died again. I'm probably gonna have to look into maybe another battery or something, just because it dies so quick. Let's see, I did my lashes. I used the Pat McGrath mascara. It's the Dark Star mascara, and it's not my favorite, but I did want to use it up. And then for my lips, they're a little bit dry. I mixed the Strip Down liner from MAC with the Soar lip liner by MAC. So I mixed those two together, and then I put Blankety right in the middle, and that's how that turned out. I just wanted to do like a close-up. And I mean, it's nothing crazy, but I did want to look nice for tonight, and I'll probably curl my hair in a little bit. But I hope you all enjoyed. Definitely one of my chattier videos, so let me know if you like them. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in my next video.